What's up, YouTube? It's Zaya here from Zaya&TheSteelers back with another video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the chance, the probability, the potentiality of the fact that the Steelers are going to beat the Ravens this wild card weekend. So if you guys are Steelers fans or you enjoy NFL content in general, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Shout out to the people who have subscribed already. And shout out to the future subscribers, man. Also, let's get a shout out to the members. If you guys would like to support me and this channel more, be sure to hit that join button down in the description below. And yes, this video is going to be back on the positive hill, back on the We Love the Steelers hill, because it's been like months now. Honestly, like we haven't won a game since last year, no pun intended. It has been a while since we got on here proud of our team, but today I just realized the fact that there's a lot of NFL teams not celebrating the playoffs this year. There's a lot of NFL teams who have their number one wide receiver asking for a trade and then their number one cornerback asking for a trade, and they got to blow it all up yet again. That happens to a lot of franchises, but the Pittsburgh Steelers, we are strong and we are united and we have a chance to absolutely shock the world. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, and honestly, I'm kind of thinking it too. Well, Isaiah, we keep having these one and done playoff years. Like we keep getting over 10 wins. Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season. We're not going to progress until we finally bite the bullet and we just suck for a year or two, and then we get some good draft picks and then we get in some real talent. I know that, maybe that works, but then also we could be stuck in like this 3 to 5 win purgatory that like the Giants always find themselves in, or like the Jets or the Titans or the Raiders. These are teams that have been whacked for a long time. Fortunately for us, the Pittsburgh Steelers have never really found themselves in that position, and here we are in January worried about another football game. And so for that, we got to take some blessings for that. There's a lot of teams, they just can't say that same thing. And then also, and you guys got to hear me out, okay? Because low key, I talked about this a lot last season, right? If you guys have been on the channel for a while, you know what I'm saying with this fact. But we're kind of playing with house money at this point because we have already given up on the season. Everybody's already written their narratives. We fired Mike Tomlin 75 times in the comments. Like, we have already done the whole like bitching and moaning and sad about this team thing, right? Like, we've already done it. We've already gotten over it. And so, like, if we lose to the favorite and 9.5 point favorites, by the way, the Baltimore Ravens over the Pittsburgh Steelers, 9.5 point favorites. The team that we've beaten 9 times out of the last 10. And low key in that game, we'll talk about it. The game that we lost this season. That team, we're 9.5 point underdogs. If we lose, then it's like, oh well, like we were on the road, we weren't expected to win. Our offense sucks. Mike Tomlin is a fraud. Like we're supposed to lose this game, right? But if we win, I'm sorry, I meant to say if we lose, but if we win, then it's like, yo, we just took down this giant of a team. And when we got to talk about it, this giant of a team, the Baltimore Ravens, they're looking past us, man. I won't lie. They're looking past us. They have their eyes set on the Super Bowl. They have their eyes set on getting over that Kansas City Chiefs hump. So they're not even worried about the little old Pittsburgh Steelers rolling into town. And I don't know why I think it, but I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I think we can really punch them in the mouth and we can come away with this game with a W, because as I talked about, we have beaten the Baltimore Ravens like 9 times out of the last 10. We have really dominated this team for whatever it's worth, because Baltimore in this like little 3 to 4 year span, they finished pretty good. They finished, ahead of us. They've had more success against other teams. They've had more postseason success than us, right? But head to head, we have had their number. Just because they beat us this year, just because they got us in this one game this year, doesn't erase the fact that we've been able to pretty much own this team. We have been able to pretty much shut down Lamar Jackson. It's true, it's happened. Derrick Henry is another guy. He's like a new addition to this like rivalry or whatever. He's had his way with us, but let's be honest, like running backs having their way against us, like, ooh, didn't see that coming. You know who else does that? Like Joe Mixon does that. Tyrone Tracy does that. Like literally any running back does this against us. And so like Derrick Henry doing it, it's not really that much of a surprise to me. But Lamar Jackson, he has his worst games against us and, late in the postseason. These are like when he has his bad games. And so I don't think I'm crazy for thinking, yo, maybe just maybe we can get over this hump and we can beat the Baltimore Ravens. Because if we look at the games in I forget when we played them, but the first game that we played them this season, obviously that was a big how do I do this? Obviously, that was a big Chris Boswell game, right? I mean, our guy, Chris Boswell, he does it for us on the regular. This guy is a field goal machine. He's a points machine. He finished as the number one scorer in the NFL, the first Pittsburgh Steeler to finish as the number one scorer in the NFL, right? We beat them. And our defense, they locked in. Our defense looked pretty good on Cincinnati in this last week of the season. Cincinnati, they've been kind of rolling. They've been kind of firing. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow. They have, I guess, a running game for what it's worth. Like, our defense was able to lock it in that game. And I think we built a little bit of momentum in that. Like, our special teams unit as well. We are rolling everywhere besides the offense. And the offense, we talked about it. if these guys just look how they looked at the beginning of the season, at the middle of the season, it is not impossible for us to come away with this game. And like, why are we doing so bad on offense? I mentioned that like maybe George Pickens was locker jamming people. I mentioned maybe like they were late to work and they didn't like get the right breakfast or whatever. Like really, the fact that we are just falling off a cliff on offense. Luckily, there is no real reason why that we know of. Like it's not like we're missing people. It's not like there's injuries. It's not like our play calling is different. Like we've had the same offensive coordinator this whole year, and Arthur Smith. I mentioned that like I'm not really the biggest fan of him. I think we need to get a new one, but it has worked earlier in the season. It definitely has worked earlier in the season. And in that second Ravens game, now, if we talk about it, in the 4 games that we've lost, besides the Cincinnati game, because like we really should have won that game, but in the 4 games that we've lost, that Ravens game was right there for us. Russell Wilson, we just had a lot of mistakes. We had a lot of turnovers. He didn't slide. Then the interception happened. But in that game, we almost fucked around and did it. And so not too much on the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. And I'm seeing the 10-point favorites against us. I'm seeing everybody writing us off. I'm seeing like, oh, who's Baltimore going to play this round or like the next round? Who are they going to like get the chance to go and beat? Are they going to take down the Kansas City Chiefs? And it's like, whoa, man, the Pittsburgh Steelers can still do it. And if we don't, oh well, you know what I'm saying? Like we've already lost. We've already complained. We've already cried about this season. And so like I really have a good feeling about this game. I'm like, I'll be honest, okay? I'm like 60-40 right now. Like I think 60% we show up and we lose, but 40%, yo, we could really do this. And as the weeks go, as the days go by, I think that like we're gonna win thing is gonna go up. I was confident last year against Buffalo in the playoffs with Mason Rudolph out there playing. And like, granted, we were going into the playoffs with way more momentum than we have now. But I was confident in that game too. And so for me to be confident in that game, and like now we're going against a Ravens team, which once again hasn't really had the most success against us personally, head to head. That is who we're playing right now. They haven't had that success against us. I don't think I'm insane for thinking that we can win this game. Like, we can win this game. I'm not saying we're going to. I'm not saying like guarantee it, bet your whole pocket full of like the money lines or whatever. I'm not saying do all that, but it is not impossible. And right now in Pittsburgh land and Pittsburgh media, it is all negative. It is all like who's going to be our new OC, who's like our new DC, who are we going to hire, who are we going to get at quarterback, blah 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 blah. We still can continue this year, and if we do beat Baltimore, then it's like not only did we get the playoff win, not only did we get the monkey off our back, but now it's like, we just took down this, number one team, man. Can we go and beat Kansas City? Can we go and beat Buffalo? We can get the momentum back. We just have to play with ferocity. We have to play with what got us to this point. And I think we can do it, man. I was just saying that, I don't think that we're going to win, but now here we are recording the video. I do think we're going to win because why the fuck not, man? I love the Steelers and I know you all love this team. And let's be honest, we fucking own the Baltimore Ravens. We own the AFC North. And if it wasn't for some blunders, we had it right in our hands and our grasps and we let them have it. We let Baltimore have the division. Congratulations, guys. You guys finally win the AFC North again. Congratulations. But the Pittsburgh Steelers run this fucking division. We need to play together. We need to play as a unit, as a team, because before the season, like nothing has changed. There is no injuries. There is just the only thing that's changed is like we're feeling down on ourselves. Like we have depression right now or some shit. Like that is the only difference in now than it was at the beginning of the season, in the middle of the season. We're just feeling a little bit down. We're down on our luck. But if we get it back, if we just, we're 0-0 right now, we're going to go to Baltimore. We're going to play a game on the road. It happens. We could have had this game at Pittsburgh, but we lost. We got to move on and move forward. This is the bed that we made ourselves. It doesn't matter how you start. It matters how you finish. It doesn't matter how you got to this point. All that matters is what are you going to do about it? Michael Irvin type shit. Like, what are you gonna do about it? You have to show that, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Michael Irvin on like on Fox and stuff. And I don't know if you guys have been seeing what's going on with Fox, but maybe I shouldn't even mention them right now. It's a little bit spooky out in the sports media world. I will say if they start, firing people, I'm available. So, hey, Fox, if you need someone to come, pull up and never mind. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if there's job openings, I'm going to take it. And if there's an opening for the Steelers to win this playoff game against the Baltimore Ravens, we got to take it because they're not that much better than us. And it would be hilarious for them to just lose. Wouldn't it? It would be hilarious for us to dethrone Baltimore and like, now they got to go another season of like, man, they got to get over this hump. And Lamar Jackson, he's about to win like his 19th MVP. But what does he have to show for it? Fucking nothing. You know what I'm saying? So like, we'll see what ends up happening. If we lose, then we weren't supposed to win this game anyway. And we already cried about this season again, like on Christmas. Literally, we had tears on Christmas. And so if you think I'm going to sit here and cry again because we lost again, you are out of your mind, because we are going to win. We're going to show the world we're in prime time yet again. We're going to show the world Saturday at 8 p.m. that the Pittsburgh Steelers are for real. And if we don't, the next season, Saturday at 8 p.m. in the first round of the playoffs, we can do the same shit over and over and over again, because we will be there again. We will be back to this point, and hopefully we will be back at a better point, in a more positive and a more hype attitude going into the playoffs. But for now, this is the bet that we've made ourselves. For now, we got to take down the Ravens, and I think we're going to do it. So I'm going to get out of here. I just kind of wanted to make a positive video because everything's been negative. Mike Tomlin, we're not going to fire the guy, so you guys got to get over that. Maybe that is the best move to make, but sometimes you just want to stay in that toxic relationship. And I want to stay in this toxic relationship. Like, I love Mike Tomlin. All he needs to do is text me, like, you up? And guess what? I'm up. So it is what it is. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Peace out. Check out another video on the channel. I make videos about the Steelers all the time, so definitely check it out. Anyways, this has been Zaya from Zaya and the Steelers, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.